guess, retired racist cops here in Tillamook that have the majority of their day here at Meyers. And they're pretty well used to just being racist assholes. Nobody's saying nothing. I'm not here for that. I'm here to check if they're here right now so that I might be able to sit down without being harassed. I only have a few minutes worth of work that I need to do. And it's mostly just taking stuff off of the computer and taking it off of a USB drive and putting it on a computer. One of the issues that I have with people who want to assume my abilities, I can tell them what my abilities are and what they're not. It's a lot easier than arguing with somebody who assumes. When you got somebody who can walk just fine, they can walk up the stairs, and their local courthouse has an elevator and a ramp for somebody with a wheelchair to get into. And you're somebody who's in a wheelchair in a town that doesn't have wheelchair access to the building, and doesn't have an elevator. You have somebody who's assuming that you can get into the courthouse. When you say, I can't get into the courthouse without help, and they want to argue with you if they can go into the courthouse, then you can go into the courthouse. Every courthouse in America has to have a wheelchair access ramp, except Dual County Courthouse doesn't. Whether they're required to or not, Dual County is not following up to the codes or the laws. They don't care about people in wheelchairs like Jeff Baldridge. But at least you guys can see, if you go to the courthouse for whatever reason, you can see that Jeff Baldridge is there, that he's in a wheelchair. You can see with your own two eyes that there is no access for him to go up or downstairs. There's nothing there for him. He's got to either A, magic his way up the stairs, B, leave his wheelchair behind and army crawl his way without you. Bless you. Bless you again, one more. He'll have to crawl his way up the stairs. Or option C, when in doubt, Charlie out. You can hope that there's a decent bystander, 3 or 5, that'll help you to get into the building. They'll walk you up the stairs, and hopefully they won't grab your wheelchair by the spokes. Hopefully they'll be smart enough to grab it by some better pickup points than that, because if they mess up your spokes, then your wheelchair is lopsided and you're gonna potentially do a lot of injury to yourself and possibly them too. So if you have a disability, even if people can see your disability, there's still a lot of things that can go wrong. But if they can't see your disability, they simply pretend it doesn't exist. Or all they know about your disability is wives' tales that they've been told. So they're going to throw those wives' tales at you and tell you they understand. I have a cousin in a wheelchair, so I understand people in wheelchairs. No, you don't. You don't understand the actual experience of it, but at least you've gotten to see the actual experience of it. If you're related to Jeff Baldridge and you've ever been there when he went to a funeral or to the courthouse, you know that people do help him to get in and out of the building. For somebody who's got a different type of disability, let's say it's somebody with Down syndrome who is having issues with doing paperwork. And you can see that they have Down syndrome. There are visual markers. There's a possibility that they might also have the signature sound, a very nasal sound, much like a cleft palate or having a stuffed nose and trying to speak. Or just because that's your stereotype, or that's the typical, or the norm as you want to see it, doesn't mean that that is the actual experience for them. The actual experience for a lot of people is just unadulterated expression of assumption. You don't know anything about the situation with Jeff Baldridge having to get in and out of the building there in Chapel because you haven't been there, and somebody needs to explain it to you so you understand. When you say, hey, I got a friend who's got problems getting into the courthouse. Well, what, is he afraid? No, he's not afraid. He's in a wheelchair. Well, they have wheelchair access ramps. Well, they don't have one in Chapel. Now you're just making excuses. Everybody has to have one. No, everybody doesn't have to have one. Sure, the laws may say that the courthouse is supposed to have one, but ours doesn't. So how about instead of you arguing with me about what I can literally see in front of me, not right now, obviously, but, if I can see the building, I know there's no access ramp, and I'm explaining to you there's no access ramp. Literally, I'm just spending all this time answering your questions, and then you're just going to treat me like a liar at the end of it. So what's the use of trying to help out somebody like Jeff Baldridge if there is an issue? What about someone whose disability you can't see? How much more likely are you to argue? And when they're trying to tell you what it's really like, you're telling them that you understand everything because of your cousin. What's your cousin got to do with me? If somebody assaults me and I'm trying to turn it in, but I'm having difficulties because of my disabilities, how is telling me about your cousin helping me in any way, shape, or form? It's really not. Now, there's a lot of people who, they say they're listening, right? And they say, oh, I understand. And then they make decisions that show that they literally did not hear a word that you said. A lot of times, when somebody finds out that I'm autistic and that I'm in a state of crisis, they automatically assume that I'm retarded and I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. I'm having difficulties with your assumptions. You won't shut up and listen to the person who's in the situation, who's trying to tell you what's going on. So now I'm dealing with your assumptions of what you think you know about autism. Well, thank you very much. That's sweet of you. God, I love the toy section. Pokemon! Oh my god! Oh my god! We got Pokemon! What is that, Charmander? Totodile. Mime Junior. Cyndaquil. Yeah. Cool stuff, right? No, I don't have the money for it. A matchbox car with no wheels. Experimotors. Special features. Coupe clip. Fuel your imagination, get those wheels turning, and experiment with the world around you. This is for a car key, apparently. Cool. Kind of looks like a 1980s Corvette, except no wheels. For a lot of people that are out here on the streets being victimized just because of your assumptions, And because of the lies that are told to you, I want you to take a look real hard at how much damage is done by the media. See, we got to teach y'all in the 90s that a lot of your assumptions of autism were wrong. Just wives' tales, mythology. A lot of times you guys victimize the crap out of us for trauma responses. These are trauma responses. That doesn't make it okay to hurt somebody. But then we've also got the mentally ill tag. You wanna throw anybody who's a little bit different under the mentally ill category and use that as an excuse to harm them whenever you want. And it's okay because you called them mentally ill. And everybody knows they can do that. You just got to do it to the right person. Someone lower than you on the social ladder.
How we doing, Sean?
Pretty good, Jared. Not dead yet. It takes more money for me to get money out of the ATM machine than it costs me if I buy something. So if I buy something for $1,
Where are you gonna be?
I can purchase it, and it's only 50 cents more for me to get $20 out if there's $20 on my card. If it's not, it won't give it to me. Life happens. But that's what I ended up doing yesterday. Not finding anything I absolutely have to have.
I didn't do it, I swear.
You know what, Jared? I'm gonna blame you anyway.
That's fine.
So I figure you have brown eyes like I do.
Yeah.
So I can blame you, and I can also make jokes about your eyes because we have the same color
Nobody
eyes.
blames me anyway. What are you talking about?
You do have more hair than me,
Only slightly.
so I'm gonna do the jealousy thing instead of making fun of you for being different thing.
Why not?
Because you folliculites are gross. Okay, do you have any idea how gross it is that you have hair on top of your head?
Oh my God.
Where everything radiates?
I got it here too. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I have one of those too, so that's one of those things where I gotta be all like, you know.
Right. It's like you can't kind of pick on it. I mean, you could, but then you'd be, picking on yourself as well.
I would be. That is so un-American. I have to blame people that aren't me.
But I blame me. I blame me all the time.
I blame you all the time too. I also
Yeah.
blame me, but I blame me for what I did, and I blame you for what you did.
I blame me for what I did, and I blame myself for what other people did. It's kind of my job.
Ah, that is true. The whole customer service thing. I forgot you worked over at the Ride Me Like a Pony bench.
Yeah, right. Thankfully, I'm not there today. Right now, I'm running the floor, but I gotta wait for my boss to get back because I gotta go out and push carts. What's up, bud?
Are you the best push cart driver in all Tillamook?
Well, I push more than I'm supposed to. I'll tell you that much.
Well, now we're getting into weightlifting. All right, I'm trying.
They're like you're only supposed to push 8 carts. I do push 8 carts on a normal. Usually it's like 16.
When you get more than like 10 or 12 of them, though, they do the through the whole park.
What I do is I lead from the back and I pull because it's easier to pull it from the front than it is to try to push it from the back. You know what I mean?
I guess I haven't figured out how to scratch it yet. Although I did notice they finally came and picked up all your old tires.
Yeah, finally.
I was just waiting for that to fall over. That would have been so bad.
Yeah, well, we've also got a charity drive going on right now, so a lot of our broken carts are going to be going to charity drive for scrap metal.
Really?
Yeah. So all of the proceeds for charity drive go to Dornbecker's Hospital.
I don't know who Mr. Becker is.
Me neither. Apparently he was a pretty significant guy because they named a hospital after him, but...
Well, I certainly hope that if one of these idiots here gives your brother strawberries, that there's a hospital somewhere nearby that's not Tillamook, because these guys are done with stuff.
Oh, God, yes. I didn't do it. Uh-huh. They're my ride home tonight. Why was that?
You need to tell them. You need to pray.
Okay.
Enter your alternate. Thank you. Enter the number of bags you wish to cover. Your total is 50 cents. System processing. Swipe or insert card and follow instructions on PayPal.
All right.
Remember to take your receipt and your change. Thank you. Welcome, valued customers.
I don't have time to wait line, but if you want to hang out in the food department, while we're
It's also an easy way to find out if there's any money. If it only takes off 50 cents, it says congratulations, you got 29 cents off of the 79-cent item. Well, that's a pretty good indicator that you broke. A lot of people want to spend so much time explaining to me that they understand. They literally don't understand anything about the situation because they're too busy talking about how they understand. It becomes very complicated. Right now, I've been trying to get my Facebook to work. I got a message notification last night and I went to look at it and it didn't. I don't know what it is. It's just not working right. So, I'll probably try to plug in my phone, turn it off and turn it on and see if that fixes it. And hopefully I'm not accused of trying to hang out all day here because I got about an hour worth of work to do on the computer. The chances of me getting bothered while I'm working on the computer are pretty significant because that seems to happen a lot when people are expecting me to go ride around with them all over the place, do a bunch of stuff that's just, it's not impressive. They just think it is. I don't need to be impressed. There's a lot of stuff I am capable of doing myself. And I work on those things. The things that I'm not capable of doing myself, there's a reason why, and that reason is not laziness. And assuming that it's laziness just because you don't want to listen, and then shoving on me over and over again that it's laziness, that's just dumb. A lot of people, when they're like that towards me, I am like that towards them. You want to tell me that I deserve to be abused because I'm lazy, and then you want to complain that you're being abused. I'll explain to you that it's your fault for being lazy. Is that unfair? Is that me being a big meanie head? It's absolutely me being a hypocrite, but at least I admit to it. Although, unfortunately, I'm a big softie, and most of the time, even if somebody kicked me in the teeth repeatedly, when they need help, I hope that showing them by example, well, at this point, I'm pretty overwhelmed, and showing by example showed itself to not be useful or successful. People don't understand being nice. It confuses them. They assume you have alternate motives. But if you treat them completely like shit, they might actually hear what the fuck you're saying, which is dumb. Anyway, sure, there may not be 20 bucks left on my card, but I am certain, mostly certain, there's enough for one more coffee, I hope. As far as hanging out all day, not happening. I know it's not just a hangout, not unless you're a racist old retired cop who wants to go in there and complain about black people and Mexicans and black on black crime and all sorts of other stuff. Now you guys get to hear on my channel how I speak about how rotten and wrong things are and how scary they are for me. And the people keep doing them. And of course you guys think it's okay. I don't think it's okay. And I'm going to show you why. And then of course I give you the whole what for. I give you that kind of treatment. Not necessarily directed at specifically you, but an example. And my God, when I show you examples, when I show you in my own voice how intimidating that is, how scary that is, you're like, oh my God, you're evil. No, that's not evil. It's the point. I'm going to tell you something. If somebody hits you 998 times, and every single one of those times you want to listen to everybody else's advice not to do anything, and over this course of time, you see all these people get hit and hit the person that hit them back, while they're telling you it's not okay. You've been hit a lot more than they did, but they're trying to tell you, oh no, it's not okay to hit. It's not okay to hit. It's not okay to hit. That 999th time, though, you've already taken more abuse than everybody. You're everybody's fucking punching bag. Even the people who told you it's not okay to hit people, that hit other people in front of you. They hit you and still want to tell you that hitting people is not okay. So that 999th time that you get hit, you decide you're going to hit that motherfucker back. And now all of a sudden you're the bad guy because you finally fucking stood up for yourself. And that's what people are awful fucking pissed off about, that I stick up for myself when they're the same assholes as the assholes who are assholes to them. They start off with the hypocrisy. See, my predators started off breaking the law, threatening my life, and harming me and my property. I started off asking for help. When I literally had to scream for help, then people wanted to start pretending like I was a bad person who was being irrational. No, that's not irrational. It is not irrational to want people to not be allowed to abuse you. It is not irrational for you to believe that as an American, you should be able to go to the American police when people harm you in America. You should be able to go to them without fear of being fucking assaulted, falsely arrested, or shot. But when you got a heavy KKK following like here, and a lot of those officers are a part of the KKK, you don't stand much chance because nobody gives a fuck about you. Everybody's just going to assume cop said so must be true. To me. Just gotta love myself.
Got my recording device. The problem we did with the police was we allowed them to get a big head. We give too much to them and expect so little out of them. If the cops murder a homeless man, is that man not worth as much as a black man in a house? Stop killing my people.